What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to our Week 10 Weekly Digest. We've been skipping around with a lot of digests, but I think we've had some good ones so far, so we'll continue that train. And I got the week right, didn't have to start over. But I'm here with my excellent co-host, of course, Captain Slinky.
I like clicking fake out.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. And we're joined by our other your resident neighborhood cool dude, Mystery.
What the fuck is up, pretty people? My name is Mystery, and I am so glad to be back. What's poppin'?
Yeah, and for the second week in a row, we have reigning leader, our number one seed, Tristan.
Hello.
And a newcomer, our first ever timer. I don't know if we've ever had him on Digest, maybe one other, but we are here with Buxton.
Yo, first time. How's it going?
So, guys, we have a little bit of a treat for you today. Mystery has a friend that did some calcs for us, did some different stuff. He's been following our league, very devoted fan. Thank you for watching too. And he has some stuff for us later today. We're going to talk first a little bit about, we're just going to quickly go over matches, standings, stuff like that, and then I'll let Mystery take the reins because he has something special for today's digest. So just to give you, as you guys can see, we have Tristan, who actually took his first L since the last time that we recorded. So he is sitting 9-1, and I have a real chance. I'm here at 8-2, still hot on that win streak, and we are followed closely by Taylor and Slink, both at 7-3, with Skylar actually being in the 5th slot at 6-4. Mystery fell a little bit at 5-5, and Robert is still sitting at that 4-6. But this is the cool one. We have a four-way kind of tie, because differential, of course, makes the difference, but record-wise, we have a four-way tie between 7th and 10th place, all of which are still vying for that position, of course. But we have Buxton, our resident person right here, Robert, Sonic Goon, and Monster all fighting for that 7th playoff berth. So, yeah. And I'll just let Mystery take the reins and kind of explain what's going to happen now.
Are we doing my thing?
Yeah, sure. We can just start off with.
Okay. So, friend of mine, Hunter, old PBL member, one of my buddies. He still keeps up with the league, and he watches the channel and the replays and stuff. So, he decided to do some lines. So, if anyone follows Real Sports, there's the betting aspect of like you can pick games by a certain amount of points. We kind of did this in the FPL podcast, me and Slink, one time, where we just did over, under, or stay away, and I gave you the lines that I actually might have been somebody else that did them the first time, but basically what we're going to do today,
gave us a line and we said whether or not we would stay over, under.
Yeah, whether you stay away from it because it's like a bad pick, or you go over, under on it. And this time I'm going to try and do is guess the lines. So I'm going to give you an example for the first one, just so you understand what's going on. No one fucks up, for the first round or whatever. I made my picks before, so I have what they are in front of me, but I have my picks from before. And so I'll just give you an example. Let's say that Paul and Steph were playing a game right now. And let's say Paul is favored by 1.5 in that game. You basically, whoever gets the closest to that is the winner. So, all right. We're going to start from the bottom. Skylar versus Sonic Goon, excuse me. James, do you want to take your first guess, or do you want me to go with mine?
You can go. What's yours?
Okay. So I took Skylar over Goon 1.5 because I think Skylar should be favored in this game, but Goon has also been pretty hot as of late. So yeah, I'm gonna take Goon I'm gonna take Skylar, but I think Goon keeps it at least close. So that's why I'm going 1.5.
Okay. For me, it's probably going to be Skylar. I'm going to say 2.5. It's just kind of the same thing. I think it's really close. And I think they've been very, very similar streak-wise, both of them, for the last few weeks. So I could see it being like a really close game, but Skylar definitely edging him out, probably with 2.5.
And
I was going to go.
Yes, you can go.
I was going to go with Skylar over Goon with 2.
Okay.
Just basically split the difference.
That's fair.
Because it's exactly that. It's like I think Skylar has a slight edge, but Goon is definitely not somebody to be taken lightly.
All right, Tristan.
Well, I don't know, honestly, because they both have been pretty high. You guys are right. I just feel like I don't know. I just think this is a game that I think Skylar has a much better chance of easily running away with it. Personally, because I think there's a lot of offense going on, so I think that the better player in that or the one that's been more just experienced in general.
More
have-
experience, more consistent.
Yeah, I just think Skylar has like an easy edge.
Okay.
So,
And you got a line for that? Like, what would you like say for that? Like 3 then?
Yeah, I'd probably go 3.
Okay. Buxton, what do you got?
I'm actually gonna go same as Slink. That's
2?
what I was thinking. Yep, Skylar by
Yeah.
2.
Okay. James actually hit it right in the head. It's 2.5 was the line. Skylar over Goon by 2.5. So definitely a bit more faith in Skylar than I had. I said 1.5 because I don't know. I'm a big fan of what Goon's done lately, but All right, next
you're a
up we
big
got
fan of-
Buxton.
You're a big fan of Libero Ace.
True. Anyone who has that mon, they always have a shot.
He also doesn't
Unless they're
miss,
playing
so-
really bad matchup rain,
Poorly,
but
yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Buxton is playing Paul this week. We'll go in reverse order. Buxton, you want to start that one off? What do you think that line would be?
Me by 1.
Really? Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm a hard judge of myself. I don't know how to judge how well I play. So I have been winning. I had some 2 good games recently, and Paul's kind of at the bottom. So
Realistically, you should be on a 4-win streak right now.
yeah. So let me do 2.5 for
Okay.
me.
So then it was Tristan.
I'm gonna lock in a 3 again.
Fair.
I just think you really got it. I think you're gonna bring it home. I know maybe a little bit of trouble with like some offense if Paul gets going, but other than that, I think you can still like pretty assuredly win.
Yeah, see, I want to say Bucks and then either 3.5 or 4. Fucking take the 3.5.
All right, James.
I'm going Buxton 4.5. I think it's an easy, just especially with differential and stuff. As you can see, Paul's differential has been really atrocious lately. If we're going lines, then I think it's definitely 4.5, 5. I'm gonna go with 4.5. If Skuntank's there though, you lose Buxton. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
True.
Paul's best mon on his team is Skuntank.
I actually also said 4.5. The line we were way me and James are way off. I thought that was a lock for me. It was 3. It was Buxton over Paul is just a straight 3.
Tristan got it.
Yeah, Tristan gets this one because he said 3.
Yeah, he said 3.
Yeah. Okay. And then next we have Tristan and Steph. Hold on. So I gotta. Okay. All right. So I said for this one, I said 4.5 as well. I don't see any world where Steph wins this game, let alone keeps it even really close. This is the best coach versus bottom 2. Yeah, that's pretty much it. 4.5. I think it'll at least be close.
I'm gonna take the same exact thing. I'm gonna lock in at 4.5 as well. I wanted to go 5, but with that kind of last one right there, I'm gonna stick with 4.5. I think that'll probably be really close.
I'll be the ballsy one. I'll go 5. I'll go 5.
I'll go 4. Just be a little different.
I'll go 4.5.
It is 5, so Slink takes that one.
Yes, sir.
I actually also got a note on this one. I have to go back to the email he sent me with all the lines because I put it down in a notepad. He said I was very close to making this 5.5. So, yeah. Tristan definitely, is a heavy favor in that one. So if you were to bet on that game, then you basically would have to bet Tristan would win 6-0 to make your money back. Because if you bet 5, then you're hoping that it's basically just a push. Nothing happens if Tristan wins 5-0. So yeah, for that bet to go through, he'd have to win by a 6-0. All right, next up we got Taylor and Robert.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good game.
Yeah, this is a hard one.
I was a little shocked by the line, but my pick was
Did Taylor and Paul play?
He did.
Yes.
6-0, right?
yeah, Taylor 6-0 and Paul.
Okay.
I picked Taylor over Robert by 2.5.
That's exactly the same thing I was thinking, but yeah, I can't differ away from it. That was my gut for the first one, so I'm gonna take 2.5 as well.
I'll say Taylor over Robert by 1.5.
Yeah, I'm similar with Slink. I think it's going to be a lot closer. Robert's been on a hot streak except for his game with James, but pretty much ever since he took over, he's been playing really well.
Yeah, he had 4 straight wins there until he ran to the buzzsaw James. So yeah.
But Taylor's got the edge.
All right, and then Tristan, you wrap it up.
I think I'll go Taylor. I'll go Taylor 1.
Taylor 1. It was Taylor 2.5. I actually got that one right on the head. That was one of 2 I got right. I think that's fair. I think it's maybe a little more than it should be. I feel like Taylor over Robert, like 2, 1.5 makes sense, but 2.5 is just, Taylor has the better record. He's played really well this season, so I think it's pretty fair. All right, next up we got James and Monster. Who started this one off last? I did, so...
Let's go. Yeah, Buxton down.
Bucks starting on.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely James. Let's go 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. What do I want to put this one at? I'll go James 3.5.
I'm gonna lock my vote in with Buxton and say James 3.
I'll stay with Tristan. I think I'm gonna go 3.5. I think that it's gonna be a little bit higher just because like Monsters definitely slid, and then I'm on an 8-game winning streak. So
yeah, you've had an incredible season since the first 2 weeks, which is very typical.
We'll get into
for
that
you.
later, but yeah, we're gonna talk about records and stuff like that, and kind of where we were before. But I'm gonna lock myself in at 3.5.
Good choice. Me, Tristan, and James, I'll take it. It was 3.5.
Yep.
And this was the only other one I got a note on. He said it's closer to 4 than it is to 3, but 3.5 seems fair.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last one is me versus Slink.
Ooh, this is a hard one.
He said this was the He said this was the absolute hardest one. I took it in a pick'em, which is basically even odds. I was like, I feel like there's no good answer here. I took myself 0.5. I legitimately, it basically just means I think I'll win, but it's not by a lot. So you guys are, feel free to pick whoever you think will actually win the game.
See, I was gonna say me at 1. So like I'll not by a lot, but I think I'll pull it out.
All right, and then James, it'll be you.
The line I think is gonna probably favor Slink. Me personally, my choice is actually gonna be Mystery 1-0, but if we're going with the line, that Mystery's friends are up, I think that it's probably going to favor Slink 1.5. I'll lock in at 1. But my personal choice will be Mystery 1-0, but I'll lock in for the line at Slink 1-0.
And then Tristan.
I mean, I actually was kind of thinking the exact same thing.
So what, me by 1?
I would lock a Mystery 1 or 1.5, and then, but actually for the line, I would lock a Slink 1.
Okay. And then Buxton.
Yeah, I think Slink 1 as well, just based off the streaks.
So the line, I'm not sure I agree with it. It's me by 1.
Interesting.
The explanation I got, and this was over the phone, so I'm paraphrasing, so apologies to him. Was basically a lot of unlucky games led me to this spot where like it's the record's a little deceiving. And then like Slink had the game versus Buxton where he could have lost. So like there's a little deception here, but it's like
No, that's fair because you should absolutely be like an 8-2 coach.
I don't know about 8-2. I think 7-3, 6-4, bare minimum. I think 5-5 is definitely not my record in a lot of universes. So yeah, it's whatever. I thought I don't know. I thought the line definitely could have just been a pick'em where it's 0.5 on each side. But yeah, I think 1.5 is maybe a little too much. But it's fine. Well, I appreciate him for doing that for us.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So
That
it was
cool.
a little slow, but I think that was a lot of fun in the beginning there. Big thing I wanted to go into with everybody here first is so we're going to do just a little overview of the last couple weeks. Playoff seeding predictions again, since we have Bucks in here, who's a new one, and of course playoff seeding's gotten really, really mixed up. Just stuff like that, and then we're going to have a mini MVP / a couple rewards we want to do. The first thing I do want to do though is mystery. If you want to go to your announcements that you posted the other day.
Oh Christ!
I don't want you to
Here we
read
go.
all of them, but let's just paraphrase it. We actually have a little bit of an overview of stuff for you right now. So if you could give us just a quick overhaul of seeding possibilities, because that
I will do this absolutely as fast as possible. The only two that can obtain the 1 seed, Tristan, all he has to do is win in any capacity whatsoever over Steph, and it's his. For James to steal it, he needs a Tristan loss by at least 3-0, and then he needs to win in that scenario if it's 3-0, 6-0. If Tristan, basically you can do the math from there, but bare minimum needs to be a 3-0 loss from Tristan. And those are the only two for the 1 seed, like I said. For the 2 seed, it could be either of those two, or it can be Taylor. He needs to win versus Robert in any differential, and then James loss of any differential. He can fall as low as 5. Slink, basically same thing, kind of. He needs a Taylor loss while also gaining, or he needs to gain 5 differential on Taylor in some way. If that's by both of them winning, he needs to win like 6-0 and Taylor wins 1-0, or Taylor loses and he wins by a certain amount, and then needs a James loss. So he can also fall no lower than 5. Skylar can go to the 3rd seed with some losses and a win over Sonic Goon. She needs Slink to lose by 1-0, like just bare minimum 1-0, because she has the tiebreaker. I can obtain the 5th seed simply just by winning over Slink, and then if Skylar loses by anything, just because of differential. And then Robert, all he has to do to make the playoffs is just win. That's all he needs. But if he wants to get higher and get to the 6th seed, he needs me to lose by at least 4-0, and then he would need a 6 to pass. And then we get to, do you want to talk about all these other coaches, James? Because we got then 3 coaches that are vying for that last spot.
Just do Buxton right now.
Okay. Well, Buxton, he would need to win over Paul, have Goon lose or tie, or he would need to pass Goon's differential.
So he'd need to have like a 5-0 if Goon had a 2-0. He needs to make up 3 differential.
Yeah, because he has the head-to-head, so he can tie Goon if they both win. But he has to tie him in differential, and then also Robert has to lose outright, because if Robert wins, he can't pass his differential at all. So with a Robert loss and then tying Goon's or passing Goon's differential, he would be the playoff team. And then Monster, or I guess we should go Goon. Goon earns it with a win over Skylar of a 6-0 plus Robert loss of 3-0, or you could do the rest of the math. But basically, his true way in is also Robert losing and him winning by a lot. And then Monster is the only last one that he can still make it. He needs to win. Robert and Goon have to lose guaranteed, and then needs Buxton to lose or pass his differential plus 3, because he does not have tiebreaker, so he has to gain 3 differential on him. So quite a bit, but it's possible. And that's all we got.
So here's the absolute kick in the dick that really makes this fun. The 7th through 10th seed, none of them play each other.
Yeah, right. That'd have been so entertaining. Fuck.
So it's like we have
Mystery
them
Buxton.
facing. We have Tristan facing Steph, and then
It's
I
the
think
top. You see the top
Bucks is-
4 is like the
Bucks
top
is
bottom.
Bucks is facing Paul.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So
That's the easiest one out of the
I'm gonna
4
say
that are vying for
Bucks-
that spot.
I'm gonna say is vying for the spot. Buxton probably has the easiest path for a victory because Robert, Goon, and Monster are all facing tough opponents.
Yeah, because Robert's playing Taylor, Monster's
playing-
playing James.
Yeah, Robert's playing Taylor, Monster's playing James, and Goon's playing Skylar,
Yeah, all playoff
who
teams.
are 2, 3, and 5.
Which, if we look back on the pick'em lines, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Skylar's favored in that game, Buxton's favored in that game, Taylor's favored in that game, James. So, according to this, if Buxton wins by enough, Buxton would be the guy, and that's why, like, my pick is still him
I'm
to
gonna
make
say,
it.
it's like this is why it's like, do we want to go into playoff predictions for the 7 seeds?
We will.
I'm taking Buxton.
But
I already took. I took
Yeah,
Buxton
exactly.
from the very beginning.
I think Buxton. I think Taylor's
No, you
gonna
took,
pull out
you
the
took
win over-
Robert, big boy.
In the weekly or in the betting chat, you did take Robert. Me and Tristan
yeah,
were the
did
only
I?
ones that actually took him.
Yeah.
I think it's very possible. I mean, especially with who Goon and Robert are playing.
Yeah.
I
And
agree. Yeah, no, you
I'm just
definitely
banking
have
on
a
those
shot.
2 losses and hopefully a
It's
win.
like, okay, so here's the thing. It's like, I think Robert has a shot to win the game, but I
Absolutely.
also want Taylor to win the game because I don't want to see Robert's team in playoffs.
I don't think anyone does. I think everyone's just praying. Like,
No person
it's
wants
nothing
to see
against
Robert
Buxton.
play.
It's just
It's not-
just a
It's
thing to
nothing
throw
against,
out
No, I
there. that,
voted
like,
it's against
for
Buxton. It's
because I
nothing
want
against
Buxton to
Robert. It's
win.
just I don't want to deal with that
I'll
team.
fight Robert any day of the week.
I would prefer not
Not
to,
about
personally.
I mean, I would prefer
I
not to.
don't-
But that's not why I
Hey,
voted.
you know what? You know what? I could see myself fighting Robert again and not clicking fake out 5 times against the
Mm.
Tangrowth.
True, very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, you could have prevented all of this.
Oh, he won. He
could've.
won. He won.
But I didn't.
No, I'm talking
still won
about
that
the
game.
fake out slander. You could have
Yeah.
prevented all of it.
I could have, but then we wouldn't have as much entertainment.
But for real though, we gotta give a quick shout out to James. Lose 2 in a row to then run the table and win 8 straight. And I would say he's got a very good shot to beat Monster and finish 9-2.
Mhm.
That's a hell of a season. So
Impressive.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. All I wanted to say is 7th through 10th seeds looking like the NFC East out here. This is great.
We'll have
True.
2 teams. The number 1 and 2 seed will be 9 wins in a row each.
didn't you lose to
Yeah, he
Buxton?
lost to Buxton.
I thought I lost to him. Oh, I had the
You-
weeks
you-
backwards.
Right now
Never
we're
mind.
tied.
Or I had him one later. Never
we're both
mind.
tied for
Yeah, you had
8 wins.
you had an
straight.
8
You
win
had the
streak,
most in a
sir.
row.
You
I
don't have.
know. I
ruined it.
realize that now.
Yeah,
The
you had an
ruiner of the
8 and
perfect
then
season.
true. Shout out to Bucks for not letting that
That's
happen.
what I
We
was
love
gonna
to see
say.
it.
is I was gonna say shout out to
Crazy.
Bucks for his playoff hopes were on the line, and we
At
were
least
always
you
like,
didn't
he
have
needs a
to. You
win, he
played
needs a
well.
win, and he
You
got
brought
it.
the
Just
sense.
the number 1 seed. So, hey, way to put yourself in that like position, because like all of these coaches at the bottom, like the biggest thing to get into playoffs, especially in my opinion, is you have to win at least 1 or 2 games you're not supposed to win. That is like the best way to get yourself really secured for playoffs. It's gonna
Especially
be
when you
hard.
lose to Steph in week 4.
If James somehow passes me, then I need you to get the last playoff spot, Buxton. Because I'm not getting cheesed round 1 by another bad matchup and having it be your fault. Again.
Okay, I'm gonna try my best.
It won't even be you, it'll be Robert, but still.
I do
Just
not
have-
want to play Robert's team at all. Fuck that.
No,
Fuck
Robert's
that.
team looks so annoying.
I want Buxton.
It
to
is
make
annoying.
I want Buxton to make it, but if I win Buxton and you make it, you gotta come over here to Sleepy
Like,
Hollow.
I do not
for
want
just-
to. I do
Coach
not
you
want to
pretty hard in
deal.
that
It's
first
not even
game.
the. It's not
did.
even the
He
offense
did.
of Robert's team. It's I don't want to deal with Slow King Gallard, Tangrowth, and Registeel
And Blastoise. Yeah.
and Blastoise.
I just don't
And
like Mega
Megalodion.
Yeah, I was gonna say nobody said Mega Latias.
Come on, stupid.
The things run Calm Mind like every fucking week, and it's just
Oh.
so annoying.
No,
Robert's good, guys. He's not carried by
True.
his top 3 offense.
Elati has to run Calm Mind because the Keldeo runs Toxic Protect every week, so
True.
someone's got to do it.
True.
Facts.
Toxic protects stab move.
How does he do it? How does he do
How
it?
does he do it? He finds a way to stall, no matter what.
No matter the Pokemon.
You always go back to your roots. You always go back to your roots.
I mean, do we
Anyway.
want to do the quick, like, our full standings predictions of what we got, like, in order?
Yeah. Let's go. Buxton, since you haven't talked a whole lot, I'll let you go first. What is your top 7, like, in order? You don't have to do differential or anything, but I do want a specific order of what you think the top 7 shakes out. Be like, you can be bold, you know? Do whatever you want. Be that person to call it out first. But yeah,
He just wants you to say that he's going to win over me.
No,
It's not gonna happen.
Tristan's definitely getting the number 1 seed.
There we
I don't
go.
think- I don't
Definitely.
think there's much doubt about that.
If Steph gets the
Um,
upset, I will shake his hand and leave the server. He deserves it 100% if he wins. There's no way he
I
can
think
even
if
hash me out.
Steph beats Tristan, I think he should just take a spot in playoffs. I think it's deserved.
I
at that
agree.
point.
I think we all
I agree. I know. I actually 100% agree. If you want to give him my spot in playoffs, if he beats me, you can do it.
Yeah.
All right, Buxton. Yeah, keep going.
I honestly, I think I can get that 7th spot, but I don't see it changing much. Because because I think everyone's gonna win their game, and even if Mystery beats Slink, doesn't it still stay the same?
No,
I would
Or
tell
we-
Skylar we would probably play again.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and call that. I'll say Tristan 1, James 2, Taylor 3, Slink 4, Mystery 5, and Skylar 6, and then me 7th.
Okay.
that would be.
So
I'm
me
gonna be
and Mystery
completely
are going to have
honest.
the back-to-backs. Cool.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, that's exactly what Buxton said would be the most entertaining first round of playoffs. The fact that, like, me Buxton would be a great game. We pushed 1-0 on the first one, and honestly, Buxton probably had, like, should have won that game too, with hex rolls. But there's that. That's an extremely entertaining game. Mystery versus Slink number 2, that's really entertaining, and then Skylar Taylor is also just a really underrated. Probably
It's
gonna be-
offense versus, like, fucking Taylor's crazy top 4. Yeah, that's sign me up. I'm down to watch that.
And the funniest part about
Yeah.
that too is that's probably it's tied. It's probably me and Buxton, or that one is like the worst game. So out of the 3, but
No, because, like, when Taylor and Skylar played the first time, it was when Skylar had her old team. So this is going to be like a brand new matchup.
Yeah,
that's why I think that's really entertaining. But
It's the same
yeah,
thing with me
that
and
is a
Buxton,
very,
but
very
yeah.
good round 1 of playoffs. Also, if, say, Skylar loses that game to Taylor and I were to beat Slink, me and Tristan would then play in round 2. So we would not get our finals matchup that I know he was hoping for. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
think
Sometimes the great have to fall on the way to victory.
I think Tristan's like preferred path is for Skylar to win in any shape or form.
Mhm.
I think Tristan matches up decent against Skylar. Buxton,
Yeah, I'll put the same 20 turn game again. It's not going over 20 turns. It's literally impossible.
Yeah, I think just that you match up a lot better against Skylar's offense than she does.
I don't think so. I think it's pretty even.
I
I have good priority on her, but she's got all the speed, so she gets
I
free
agree
picks
with
every
that.
time.
think the Buxton matchup is probably a little bit harder for you because like that's the other one I could see happening. But more than likely, Tristan seeing one of Skylar, Mystery, or Robert / Buxton, whoever makes it in.
Good players.
Good players, yeah. So like that's the biggest one. But for me, for my standings, and then I'll let Mystery, Slink, Tristan go for themselves. I'll just take the reins here for number 2. I think Tristan definitely keeps number 1. Not gonna be that bold. Sorry, Steph. I love you. I can't ghost you. They told me I'm not allowed. I think Tristan wins that pretty handily. We don't even have a discussion of Tristan just grabs the number 1 seed. And even if Tristan does somehow lose 3-0 to Steph, I don't think I 6-0 Monster by any means. I don't think Monster is just like a walkover coach. I have pretty good matchup, but I don't think I win 6-0. So either way, I think Tristan pulls away with that number 1 seed. I will take myself for the 2nd seed. Really proud of myself, especially even with the big team change. 9 straight games if I do win, but 8 straight games in a row is extremely hard. in Pokemon, as a lot of people here can tell you with hacks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I've been a little lucky. I've been like under the radar lucky this season. I've had a lot of like rolls go my way or moves land when they need to, stuff like that.
What's that like?
Mystery would not know this season, but I've been like under the radar, like decently lucky. Nothing crazy, but just enough, if that makes sense.
I was gonna say everyone that's fought Mystery has experienced the same thing this season. Great rolls, right? This hacks right when they need it.
Other than like Brady, he was the only one that like kind of got fucked. You know, I got the EQ. I mean, it was like 93% chance.
Now
to
watch
kill the
me.
Meteor,
Now
but
watch me get hacks to shit in Mystery's game.
If that
I really
happened,
doubt
I
it, dude.
doubt it,
I
but-
really doubt it. It's not gonna happen.
Not possible.
I want to do it just to hear Slink complain because it'd be funny, but
Well, yeah, I figures the one game that Mystery doesn't have a fucking hacks, doesn't have hacks breathing down his neck.
Yeah.
I think that Taylor stays in his spot. I think he wins pretty decisively over Robert. I think it's might be a lot closer than I'm thinking, but I think that Taylor can pull it away, and I just think Taylor wins, which really opens the door for those 7 seeds, of course. I think Slink probably stays where he is. Skylar faces Sonic Goon. I took her over in lines. It would be cool to see Skylar pass Slink. I don't think that it happens. Can Slink fall to 6th?
No,
You can't. Like,
no,
if Skylar wins,
no, because I have record over. I have
well, you
at
have
least
one
wins
more
over
win than
Mystery.
Mystery, so Mystery can't pass.
Yeah, I can't pass you,
Yeah.
so it just goes to 5th.
That'd be interesting, though. That would be really interesting, though. If Mystery wins, right? And Skylar also wins. And let's say Skylar passes Slink by any kind of means. That'd be interesting in that Skylar would move to 4th, Slink would be 5th, Mystery would be 6th. And then we'd have that 7th place. I think that could
Oh
be
my
really
god, I'd play
interesting.
fucking Taylor. Great. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I still owe him one, so you know what? Fine.
That'd be a very interesting matchup, though. So,
I still owe him one.
I do.
because Mystery's
You
path,
absolutely
Mystery
do.
path to his devoted finals would be like, if that was, it would be Taylor, Tristan, and then whoever made it to
finals.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude. Come on.
No, Taylor would love that. He needs it. He deserves it even.
Yeah, he
I'd
should
like to
lose
see
round
that.
one.
That's personally. I'm gonna
What?
take that. I'm
That's
gonna
not
take
what I
that
meant.
personally. And I think Buxton makes
Not
sense.
what I meant at all. Taylor, if you watch this video, it was not me.
It was.
And Buxton, I love you, buddy, but the person I want to see the most is you in the 7th seed because I don't want to face Megalotti and I don't want to face Liberace. So I will take Mega Glade Dragapult. I'm sorry, but
It's actually
it's not
Mega
Mega
Venu
Glade,
now.
it's Mega
Don't
Venu.
disrespect.
Yeah, I don't even have Mega Glade.
we both changed our teams, so it'll be interesting. But
Mhm.
I feel like I can deal with Dragapult compared to Liberace and Megalotti, but funny
Yeah,
to
no,
say. But,
that-
yeah, so that's kind of gonna be mine, and I'll hand the reins over to Mystery. Go.
Sick. Yeah, I'm picking the Steph ups. No. gonna take my boy Tristan. Obviously, he's had a fantastic season. Caps it off with a win. Looks strong in the playoffs. Gets his bye. Gets time to reevaluate a little bit. I do think James rolls over Monster. At least 4-0, but we'll see. After that, this fucking Taylor Robert game is really, really good, dude. Like, because this decides so
Yeah.
much. I think Taylor wins, but it'll be relatively close. So I'll take Taylor in that 3rd spot. Also, I'm gonna do what you said before. Fuck it, we're gonna say Skylar and B both beat our opponents. So Skylar goes to 4. Or no, wait, is that how it goes?
Skylar has to pick up 7 differential.
Well, it's not. That's not like crazy.
Actually, no. I'm gonna say I lose to Slink. It's gonna be. Wait, can that? No. Then she can't pass. So no, I need to beat her. How does this work? How do I get to 6 again?
You're in 6th. If you stay in
right.
6th with a win,
You get to
if
you
you
get
win-
to 5th by Skylar losing and you winning.
let's say you beat Slink like 4-0, and then Skylar wins like 3-0, she would pass Slink. She has head to head.
Okay, I see. Yeah. All right. So we'll go with that. I want to play Taylor around 1 because it'll be funny. And then I am going to take Buxton in the last puck just because I think he's earned it. Like, he had so many just shit things go against him for so many weeks, and then he rebuilt his team, and he's been like one of the hottest teams. If James didn't exist, he's one of the hottest teams in the league right now.
Yeah.
So, and with a really tough part of his schedule, he showed up. So yeah, that's what I got.
It blows my mind. I love seven like player. I love this thing that me and Mystery said the idea. We sat down, we looked at it. I love this 7-player format of playoffs. I just think it's hilarious that a 5 and 6 team is gonna make playoffs. A below 500 team.
Possibly two of them.
Yeah, you're right.
Possibly, yeah, if Mystery loses. But
I mean, also, if we all lose, it could be a 4 and 7 team. Like all those people. So Robert could get in at 4 and 7.
True.
2 games under 500. Fuck out of here, dude.
that would be crazy if Robert. And then it would be crazier is if he won a playoff game. I'd be done. But, I really like it a lot. But
wacky things.
we'll hand it to Tristan. I feel like Tristan has maybe some hot takes for us.
I don't know.
Didn't
I would
Tristan
take me and James as the 1 and 2 seed respectively. I guess my hottest take would be that I definitely believe in Taylor, but I think that just based on the matchup, and both the coaches have been fairly hot, and they both have really strong teams. It can definitely go either way, but I think Robert can definitely. I think he has more chances to get away with a win.
I mean, in his last,
Just based on
game,
the matchup.
his
It's
last
going to
game
all
too.
depend on how Taylor plays.
Yeah, and I think it's really deceiving. His last game, I crit a hyper voice and killed a Mechalati that would have taken out at least one of like Sylveon and probably another Mon. I just had to get him in range of Night Slash for Greninja. I was expert belt adamant Greninja, so I did like kill after one of those hyper voices. I was just trying to position to where he killed me and didn't roost, or baton passed at a good point. So I don't think it would have been like overload, but I still think I win that game, but I think it's deceiving. And
Well, you also have like 16 chances to crit. You know, he's playing the odds at that point too.
Well, he
you know?
talked about like calm minding and mystical firing me too, and not just killing me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that.
So he was.
Yeah,
It kind of just baits the
This
crit.
is why you gotta watch out when you're setting up, is because it's like crits happen.
You indeed. But it really does suck. Like that really sucked for him because you literally had no answer for Gliscor after that. But
It definitely
should've
changed.
probably-
That definitely gave you your 1 seed chance. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. But my differential's been dog shit all year, so having this even a chance is cool for me. But yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to say that about Robert. You can continue.
You're
Tristan.
good. I think it's Slink is the last one, or because Buxton already
Yep.
did his, right?
Tristan, did you
Mhm.
say who makes 7 seed?
Oh, I had me, James, Taylor, Slink, Skylar, Mystery, and Buxton.
Okay.
I believe.
Did you say it stays exactly the same except 7 changes to Buxton? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Slink. It's all you.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna go ahead and say that who does Skylar face? Goon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good game.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the most impactful game.
All right.
of
I
the-
say Skylar versus Goon is definitely the most impactful. I'm gonna say Tristan 1, James 2, Taylor 3. Me at 4, just because it's kind of tricky for Skylar to make that pass. If the games are close, which they should be by all logic. Past that, you know what? I'm gonna say. If Skylar loses, I'm gonna call the shot. I'm gonna say Skylar loses 1-0 to Goon. Mystery takes an upset like 1-0 over me. That puts him in the 5 seed.
I don't want to play 2 weeks in a row. Fuck
I was gonna
that.
say that's gonna be our second NCL back-to-back Week 11 playoff matchups.
And Slink was one of them. He was the one last year.
I was in the last one too. And then I'm gonna say Buxton 6-0s fucking Paul and still makes it in the 7th seed.
Beast. All right. Well, I think we all picked Buxton then. That's crazy.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, no one.
Well,
I
Mystery,
mean, even
you technically
Buxton
haven't shown
truthers,
like
yeah.
your standings, but yeah, we know you're picking Buxton.
Did I thought I did mine.
You did not.
You did. Didn't?
Oh, I didn't.
You didn't say who you
I thought
was
he did.
like.
No, I did
Oh,
mine.
you did.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
he
I'm
did.
sorry. You said that.
I
didn't.
Either
The
way,
funny
I
thing
am
is,
picking
too,
Buxton for my 7th seed.
Mystery. What I wanted to point out too with stuff is I don't want to, like, I'm not going to get into games or anything, but Mystery controls his own destiny. Mystery might, like, he could, if he really wants to, depending on matchup and stuff, he has to win to move up, but he could, I guess he doesn't want to fall. I might be saying that.
I really want to go to
he
7 and
he
play
I was
you.
gonna say he also doesn't really have a good shot at falling.
That's what kind of what I was saying too, is like if he forfeits
Is that
two,
I was gonna
Slink-
say Mystery just wants to sandbag this match so he has a guaranteed face off against Taylor?
That's kind of what I was saying, just because of Mystery stuff. I think that's really fun.
Because I know Mystery wants that revenge. I know Mystery wants revenge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no one who deserves a fucking kick in the teeth after what he did, earlier in the season.
Same
more
time,
than
I
him,
also
so-
want. I also don't want my one win over Mystery to be him just not giving a shit.
Well, like I can't forfeit because if I get -6 because it's the last 2 weeks or whatever. So do we have that rule? Or I
we
think
don't have
do.
that rule. That's FPL.
We don't
Our rule,
have
we
that
don't have
rule.
that in place. So you'd
So I would just go -3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, then I probably will. I'll have to think about it, Slink. Yeah, I don't really want to play Slink back-to-back weeks because it's really hard to beat someone twice, and especially if you have to play him 2 times in a row. It just, I don't know.
You don't want to reveal too much. You don't,
Yeah,
just especially if you're playing them next round.
yeah. And then that's the thing too, is even if I do end up in that 6 seed, Slink could move up to 3, and we end up playing anyway, and then I won't have to reveal all my shit, and I will have like a fresh battle. So, yeah, it's something I'll have to think about for sure.
Okay.
What's really funny about that too is Slink actually would, like, if he does want to move up for whatever reason, like he has to basically hope like Taylor loses, because if he gets to 3-0 he goes to 18, and then Taylor still holds head to head, right?
Yeah,
so
he does.
Taylor has to lose like 2-0 or greater for Slink to
Yeah.
even pass him. So that's kind of sucks for Slink, but if Mystery forfeits, it kind of locks his spot right there at 4th. He's
it locks
pretty
him in
much
4th.
guaranteed there. 80-20 right there. Probably 85.
I wouldn't be happy, but
I
I
get
just
it.
bring that. I just bring that whenever I see Mystery in the playoffs.
Hey man, I get it. It would be really shitty to, but I mean, hey, you get your bye, so get a bye
Drop you
going
on
into
your fucking
playoffs.
neck in playoffs. Then
We'll see about that.
You could never, like, it would be so hard for you guys to face each other. Like, you'd have to face in finals.
yeah.
For sure. But yeah, it's really interesting. So things I want to go over is just standout performances if we want to have any recognition. I'm not going to go over like everybody's season so far. I'm going to go over a little bit of the hotter takes right now. So I'm going to go over a few of somebody that we haven't talked about a lot that I want to give good recognition to. I'm on their screen. They have a lot better looking screen, so we don't blind you.
The yellow was better.
It was not. But we have Sonic Goon. I want to give a big shout out to Sonic Goon. He's drafted this he picked up this Mega Alakazam. He changed his team around a lot, and I love it a lot better. He's been using it a lot better, and he's on a mini.
He's on fire.
Yeah, he's on a mini win streak. He's won 3 in a row, and it's just been. He's pushing everybody to the max. Nobody wants to see Libero Ace. That mon is
Fuck that.
one-man
Libero Ace, Alakazam in the playoffs? Fuck that, dude. No.
with
I'm
backup
good.
Rillaboom to help clean up. That's
Right?
It's just
FYI though, it says he won week 11 or week 10, but I beat him.
Oh, did it really?
Did you
Oh,
do that
great.
wrong?
Here, I'll fix it. Nice.
So he did lose to Buxton because Buxton making his resurgence, but I think that Sonic Goon is hot and he has a huge chance to go against Skylar. It's offense versus offense this week. I think that's what it comes down to. Mega Zam, Cinderace, Rillaboom versus Naga, Mega DNC, and just forget her team.
Cartana.
Naga, Mega DNC, Volcarona,
Volcarona.
Shifu.
Fuck that.
Crap, bro. She just went all in. But I think this is going to be extremely interesting to watch, and I think is the most impactful battle, and is why I'm pointing it out. I want to give a big shout out to Sonic Goon. I think his Rotom Wash has been putting in some underrated work. That it had a sweep against Paul, but that game it was just Scarf Rotom, and it hit all the Hydro Pumps. But this Cinderace, this Alakazam, he's been using really well, and Hippowdon, I think he's been using really well as well. I want to give a big shout out to Sonic Goon. I think that he has a really good chance to pull up the upset versus Skylar, and I really want to just watch this battle. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I want to see it. So anybody else have like what I want you guys to kind of do is, before we go into Pokemon MVP talks, since we're not going to go everybody's season stuff, one coach shout out for one of like each of us. So my coach shout out was Sonic Goon. We'll go to Tristan. Do you have like a coach shout out? It can be anybody, just of like something you really like that they did, somebody that really like stood out to you.
You know what? I'll give a shout out to Paul, because he said he didn't want to play anymore, and he came back to help us out after we had a couple drop, so we could keep our season going. And he's still having a good time doing it, so I really appreciate
It's been entertaining, to say the least.
No, I really, I back that up too. It's not my pick, but I really, I do want to just go a quick shout out to Paul. Thank you for helping us out, bro. Because we were definitely in a bit of a bind, and he just was like, "Yo, I got you." And yeah, he's a good ass dude. I love Paul, so I really appreciate you, man.
Paul said,
should I give my?
Paul really said, though, before you go, though, Paul really said, opened up his hands and said, I will give the fans what they want. They want Mega Glalie Hail. I will give it to them. They want Stuntank 4 games in a row. I will give it to them. I am here for them.
He is a man of the people.
He's our guy. And I love Paul for doing it. He has to bring Mega Glalie and Stuntank for the last game, or I'll be sad, okay?
And the Clay Doll. I want the legends of this team.
This Blaziken has also had it's been this close to 3 sweeps.
For real. Should I take the low hanging fruit and just go with Buxton for not giving up on a season?
Yeah, Mysteries is Buxton.
Yeah, I really, I know he was questioning his ability to play Mons a little bit, and getting kind of down on himself because he was losing games, and the loss to Steph, I'm sure, probably rubbed him the wrong way a little bit. So honestly, he stuck with it. He made team changes, and he's been playing really, really well since he made them. So he should have beat Slink. He should be on a 4-game win streak. He almost beat James as well. So, yeah, shout out to Buxton. He could be one of the hottest teams right now going into playoffs.
All right, Slink, you want to take us to your shout out, coach?
Let's give a shout out to Taylor.
Mega Benetric, the GOAT.
Exactly.
Well, I will back up because Slink doesn't like to talk sometimes. But I think
you're
what
right.
Slink is trying to say is the biggest thing I will say is this man got his entire draft team snapped. People forget about this. His entire draft team was completely sniped. Every single Mon that he wanted. I knew his team. I knew Mystery had helped him with it, and he had a really solid plan of Mons that were oh, these are really reasonable to get. The only one that he got was Victini. Was the only one that he wanted to use.
Weezing and Victini were the only ones, yeah.
So he also built his team around Berserk Gene, but due to it not working right, we had to snip it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am glad we did that, and yeah, he basically builds his team around something that no longer exists. He's still winning a bunch of games.
This team's offense is busted, so
I'm gonna say it certainly is not on the suffering end without Berserk Gene.
You look at the top 2 and see, wow, that offense is busted. Those aren't even the threats. It's all that fucking Victini.
That Victini's been crazy.
That Victini is 15-5 in 9 games,
and it should be a lot more.
It should be more.
They don't have enough room to prep for Victini.
I just from what he's done, from a botched team to building around an item that doesn't exist anymore, to having his low tiers like Mega Man Electric and Rock when they just put in the work every single week, to Victini being probably in the MVP conversation.
Not probably, it is it's there.
Yeah, I agree.
Buxton, I'm gonna hand the mic to you. You are the last one. Who do you want to give a shout out for this season? Just your coach shout out.
I think the biggest person that I think has had a great season would be Slink. Just coming from last season NCO, kind of barely fighting for that playoff spot and just barely getting into being dominant coach throughout.
I
So,
wouldn't call it dominant.
well, I mean, at the beginning at least, you're solid in the beginning, then stumbled versus Tristan, and then just kept winning. Had a couple losses here and there, but I'd say, okay, what I mean is going from like fringe playoff to solid playoff coach
That's fair.
throughout.
Yeah.
Well, that's everybody. We going to
We'll move
MVPs
on.
now? I got
Yeah.
so much to say.
Yeah.
We will probably go to MVPs. Before we do that, nobody shouted me out, so I have to shout myself out. I have to do
Oh,
this
I already
week.
gave you the shout out earlier
I
with the
just wanna
fucking
say,
you rattled
I-
off 8 wins in a row
I
on your
have
Aaron
8
Rodgers
wins in a
shit.
row.
Hold on,
You know,
hold
I'm
on. Let me just at Pig.
Please stop. I'm just
Good
moving on to MVPs.
God.
There you go.
There we go.
Rosters. I just saw a blink. I'm not going to it. MVP conversations. I wish we had an MVP page. Probably gonna get it soon. Just like leader stuff.
I will try.
Me and Mr. will put our heads together for next year. It's a lot harder than it looks, but we have rosters right now, and I will start off with Tristan with his just you can. So this is what I'm
my
gonna do.
MVP picks.
So I want you to do this, okay?
Okay.
I want an MVP,
Uh-huh.
and then you can pick one of offensive or defensive Mon of the year. Okay? And then most underrated Mon. Those 3.
Wow. That's a lot to think about in the moment. Let's go. Do you want me to pick an offensive and a defensive Mon, or one
No,
or the
one,
other?
one or the other. Just so we don't have
Okay.
too much.
Hmm.
Maybe have a little bit of diversity, because I feel like everybody's going to be pretty similar.
Maybe you have picks ready? Because I got to think about this for a minute.
Alright, we'll go to Slink.
Overall MVP, it's probably either going to be Mega Aggron or Victini.
He can never choose just one. I swear to God. Every question I asked.
It's not. Look, I'm gonna. It's not
I'm not gonna
Agron. I didn't win enough games for. It's the same thing as last year. I mean, I guess Buxton's fucking
The thing
Zapdos won
is-
MVP last
No,
year.
here's the thing. It's like you may not have won enough games. They'll like 5 losses you've had. 3 of those are 1-0s. And you should have be realistically like a 7-3 or an 8-2 coach. RNG has been screwing you this entire season.
Yeah, but at
And
the
yet
end of the
Aggron
day,
is still 13-3 with 8 games.
But Mons, think about it this way: the Mons that haven't been screwed by RNG are doing better than Aggron.
yeah, exactly.
So you don't take what didn't happen. You take what did happen.
I think it's what didn't happen is a good factor between like 2 really good, like high tier coaches. I'll get to what I'm gonna go later. I'll just take what you say. It's fine. I appreciate the Aggron love.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
I mean, I do too.
Well, I need you, Slink,
I'll
to
just
pick
say
one.
it.
If I had a gun to your head and said pick one, what's it gonna be?
Victini.
Okay. And then your offensive, defensive Mon of the year. One or the other.
Can I pick my own Mons?
Yes, you can do whatever you want. It's one or the other.
Offensive Megalob.
Okay,
It's up there.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
There are
And
like
then
4
your
Pokemon
number
with
3
15
is
kills.
most underrated Mon, or under the radar.
Most underrated Mon?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Mienshao.
Okay, that's a good one.
Did not expect that. All
I
right.
didn't either.
You know what? I think
Nobody
I think I
expects
got mine.
Mienshao, and that's why it's underrated. It's a fucking threat.
It's done well for the 5 games it's been to. But we'll go to
84.
Tristan.
Okay, so my MVP. There's no other pick for me. Number 1 carry all season long.
Man,
Won so many games all on his own. Zapdos is my offense or my overall MVP pick. You can choke all you want, but Zapdos didn't choke once, so he could care less.
It's easy.
For an offensive or defensive solo, I wanted to pick a defensive, but now I'm reconsidering because Taylor's Victini really is up there.
Correct. I was gonna say, correct me if I'm wrong. There haven't really been that many defensive standouts.
Well, no, because there's so much crazy offense, and
there's pretty much just
this
1.5.
yeah, it's like
I'll pick since damn. See, now I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You know what? I'll pick Mysteries Rotom for defensive.
Yo, I see. I was saying this. Yes, sir.
Pick Mysteries
All right.
Rotom for defensive.
James, you gotta let me go. I got so much I
Well,
want to
Tristan's
say.
got one more, and then you can.
Fuck.
He's got
Most underrated Pokemon. I'm gonna go with Taylor's Araquanid.
Yeah.
The goat.
The
The
next
goat.
right there, and you picked this dumbass spider. All right.
He came to 6 games, dude, and he got a kill in 5 of them.
And died.
Alright,
And
great.
didn't die
I'll give it
in
to you.
all of
I'll
them.
give that
Died
to
in
you.
4 of them, you idiot. Look, Manectric did great, but at the end of the day, everyone started appreciating it for what it was. No one has ever said anything about Araquanid. I'm here to prove
Fair.
the hate was wrong.
That's fair.
Okay.
All right, I gotta go. I'm sorry. All right.
But, no, I'm just
Go
kidding.
ahead.
Buster, you go.
I think there are so many really good MVP candidates this year.
Me and Mystery
Slink Slow
actually had this
Punny,
conversation beforehand. Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
Slink Slow Punny, Tristan Zapdos, Tristan's Mega Metacham, low key.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, there was. I even thought Ashgren has a shot. Just the stats aren't crazy, but just because of how much it meant to James's season, it's been such a consistent threat. Obviously, the Victini, I called that one a few weeks ago. That mon's been really really good for him. And Aggron was in that conversation. Like I said before, I don't really think he's there right now. I think he's the defensive player. I'm going to say that is my defensive player of the year I think it's Aggron. But I'm not really sure it's even close. And the most underrated, fucking Rotom. All right, I know I'm talking about my mons, but this mon is 12-6. He has been fucking fantastic. Absolute GOAT. I love this Pokemon. I would be so happy if that's the fire type I got for the rest of my life. He is fucking great. Anyway, MVP pick, I am going to lock in. Tristan, I'm sorry. I'm going to Victini. Just because, if look, they're so close in terms of stats, but one of them got absolutely robbed versus Buxton. But if we all remember correctly, I think it was Buxton's, what was his electric type? Electros?
No, he paralyzed it with T-Bolt from Clefable.
Yeah.
From Clef, yeah. And so that Victini should be like 19-4 right now.
And then
And he's
we
still
also
got
have
another
to
game to
consider
go.
the fact that Zapdos has been getting the good suck from the RNG gods.
So,
Okay,
look,
but no, Zapdos is just different.
I want you to point out that he dodged 2 rock moves 2 weeks in a row. The first 2.
No, I'm okay with, first of all, second one, the second one didn't matter, but the Victini pick is great. I'm completely okay with you picking Victini. I understand why. I'm not gonna act like I didn't get lucky this season at some points.
Mhm.
That's just me personally. I can't go with anyone else.
No, I think it's perfectly fine for you to
just-
pick him because it's a really good pick too. It's nothing, not like it's outlandish by any means. It's been in the MVP conversation since week 1. So yeah, I think it's fine. I really like Taylor and Victini is such a perfect fit. Other than I guess Taylor Mew, just because Mew does everything, and that's exactly what Taylor wants. Victini is, it's a
balance for Taylor.
Yeah, it
His
just
brain can't go anywhere at once. It has the limit.
So I'm happy. I'm glad that they got to pair up. So yeah, and like I said, my most underrated mon, it's Rotom. I mean, everyone shits. Oh, you use it all the time. Yeah, because I fucking love this Pokemon. It's awesome. It hits really hard. Nasty Plot's great. Initiative gets all the statuses. Awesome. Very good mon.
Okay. Buxton, you want to round her up?
So for MVP, I think it's fair that it comes from like the best mon from the best team. So I'd go with Zapdos.
Yeah.
It's only fitting.
Pick Zapdos because he wants to see it again. Yes, sir.
Well, and I do love that mon, so that's another reason. But no, it came to every game. It performed at every single game. So there's not much else to say about it. Offensive Player of the Year, definitely Victini. Defense, I'd probably go with the Mega Aggron.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because that's supposed to be a defensive mon, yet it has 13 kills and only 3 deaths, so that's pretty nice. Underrated, I don't really know what to pick for this one. Yeah, I honestly have no idea.
What about Gunna?
True. We need to give some Gunna love.
Who said that?
Well,
I'm
just,
glad
Pretty
I'm
just
glad
throw
sure
out
the
a mon.
hobos
Just,
are coming in.
just throw out a mon that you just think that did really well. That maybe is not on is on a fringe playoff team, a middle playoff team. Just somebody that you're just maybe somebody that you've noticed a lot that you're like, wow, this Pokemon's doing really well.
Even on your own team.
I mean, there's Robert's Mega Latios,
That's a
and
good one.
I mean that I wouldn't say that's an underrated mon because it's
That's
you
not
know,
I don't
the
think
Mega
it's-
Latios.
by
It's
any
underrated, but it is 8
but-
and 1, and it's not like in the race for MVP. But he picked it up
No,
late
but
in the season.
he picked it up. He picked up like a bad team. You know, no offense to Chris, and just and then just started
No,
racking
it
up the
is.
wins. And so I guess I'd say Mega Latios.
Okay, that's not a bad one. I like that one. So I think it's me now.
Yeah.
My MVP is going to have to be Victini. A lot of people have already said this. I think that Mon has just been on this season. We wanted to have a really fun season, and I think it was that tenfold. And the fact that just offensive power ran house. As you can see by there's not a lot of defensive like Pokemon. I do want to say too that a lot of these teams went through team changes and or like not overhauls, but a lot of like genuinely decent chunks of teams left and had stuff replaced, and that's also why we don't have more mods in this conversation. Victini has to be for me it edges out Zapdos just by this much, just because of how creative and how consistent this Victini has been. I think Zapdos is through like the first 7 to 8 games of the season. I want to say 7 games of the season were just dominant. I think it was ran away from it. I think what really separated the Victini was those last 3 games. It wasn't the lucky one and the Taylor one. But even against like Buxton and Skylar, Zapdos, like, it was there and it did what it needed to do, but it wasn't like this overpowering force. Victini has kind of, I felt, just maintained this just consistent, overpowering, lots of damage all the time force throughout the season. And I just really like it for MVP. Just overall, just most valuable Pokemon for that team has to be it. The Victini. Because if we take Victini off, you still have Kieran, you still have Urshifu, but they're just so overprepped for that. I don't even know if Taylor goes the win streak that he has right now. Maybe he does, maybe he figures it out, but I think Victini just is the glue to all of this. And it's just consistently there. And I mean, who wants to take V-Crates in the sun? Because he does crazy stuff, stuff like that.
Bring
So,
sunny day
yeah,
every other
This
week.
is very true.
But, I really like this Victini. My offensive mon of the year, though, is we are going back to the number 1. I know this is kind of out there. It's been to 7 games now. I'm going to take Mega Medi.
Yes, sir.
This mon,
Yeah.
it's kind of vying for that under the radar one as well for me, but I think it almost has to be. It's just been like 13-2 in 7 games is nothing to sneeze at. For a mon that a lot of people like mark as an overrated mega, like not a lot of people pick this mega up, and for a team that's slower, which Mega Medi doesn't often like love slower teams, it's just done really, really, really well. It felt kind of like weird, especially when Tristan first picked it up. I even like didn't love it, but it's just proved me wrong. It's proved a lot of people wrong, and I think Mega Medi is my lock for that offensive mon of the year. My underrated mon, I kind of had a couple for this one. I think I'm gonna pull the Slink route, and I'm gonna pick a couple here. I have to mention
Well, you
it.
can't just pick one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, I have to do it.
Critical move.
We've already talked about it a lot, but Rotom Heat, I have to give it to it. It's been
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been to 9 games, 12 kills, and 6 deaths is just, it's amazing. It's double.
And it's not like this. All the kills came. Like there was one game that he had 4 kills, but like
It's
most
been
of the
very
other games, it's
distributed.
like 1 or 2 every time. Like it's just so consistent.
When you go underrated mon, it's just the biggest thing I love to say, and you'll hear me say a lot, is versatility and glue. Those are the mons I love. It's the mons I will always love, and it's stuff like that. Glue, I think, is one of the most important factors of a team, because you can have crazy power, crazy defense, but it's that sticky substance in between that puts it all together for a finals appearance, a playoff run, anything like that. Even with Mystery's 5-5 record, that Rotom Heat is something I personally find it's obnoxious to prep for, because I want to prep for Hydreigon and I want to prep for Torntea and Mew and all that, and Mega Aggron, of course, but then I always run into the fact of
Yes, it's like you prep for all that stuff and then you realize, oh shit, what do I do against Rotom Heat?
It can stack too. Nasty Plot Rotom Heat's a thing. Regular Overheat just shreds through basically everything. And then I think that Mystery found creative ways to keep it viable every single week. I had literally the counter in Lantern to Rotom Heat. That is literally, like, as people know, the counter to Rotom Heat. But he ran a Toxic Hex set that really crippled and just completely, like kind of took my Lantern out of the picture for our game. And it was just to the point where I loved that ingenuity. I loved that creativity. I didn't even think of it. I got Toxic and I pressed Volt Switch thinking, he's just going to swap. There's nothing he can do. And next thing I know, I'm taking 45% damage on my Lantern. So it's something that I had to point out there. And then, since we're all sucking our own penises today, I'm going to throw out Ashgren. It's been very, very, very good for me. I've been really, really excited.
What
I've been really excited.
Gunna?
It's just, I like Gunna, man, but it's been to, like, how many games has it been to?
Three.
And it's 5-1.
Hey, look, all right, no one disrespect. Do not say anything mean about Gunna. That is Gunna right there. All right?
3 games.
He got stat kills
little.
against Paul. I'm sorry. Like, it's not.
You show me 6 games and 10 kills, we can have another conversation.
Then we can have that discussion. But
shout out to Gunna.
Fine.
Biggest thing I wanted to say was Tristan puts this perfectly, I think. If you pick Ashgren, you better make it work, or you're paying 22 points for regular Gren. So it's at the point where, like, you don't want to pay 6 extra points for a Greninja. It's a good Mon, but nobody wants to do that in their right mind.
6? More like 8.
It's like, yeah, like 8. So I'm gonna toot my own horn here. 11-4 is nothing crazy, but it gets kills when it needs to, and it's been just extremely consistent. The only thing I will say against it is it lost to a Grimer, so I've had to have discussions to it about that.
That takes him out. Nope, he can't get it no more. He's not in contention.
Fun fact, it's actually 9 points more.
Jesus.
I thought Gren was 14.
Gren is 14. Ashgren is 23.
Oh, crazy.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, so I love how I've gotten it to work, though. It's been consistent every week. I've been extremely creative with it. It's gone a lot of different ways, and I just wanted to throw that out there. So the team, especially, that changed a lot. And then my boy Komodo there with 10 kills. But yeah, I just wanted to point out Ashgren, and then I think Rotom Heat definitely has to take that. So yeah, that's mine.
My boy.
So, I don't think there's much else to talk to. I'm really excited to have Buxton, Tristan, Slink, and Mystery all here. It's going to be an extremely exciting week 11, and we will have a digest definitely out for that before playoffs. And then,
are we going to do our quick finals picks?
Oh yeah, let's do that. We'll start with Tristan. You can do your final selection.
Oh shit.
Who's playing in the finals?
Oh god. Man, that really is the hardest question.
It is. And we're
I'll pick. Oh, there's 2 that I would like.
You can give us
the
2
most,
if
I
you'd like,
think.
if you're really torn.
I think, and I think they're realistic. I am gonna pick either me and Taylor or me and James in the finals.
Buxton, what about
Yeah.
you?
I'm gonna say Tristan, and then I'm gonna give it to. I don't know if this will work out, but I'm gonna give it to Skylar as well.
That's an interesting one.
It is an
That could
interesting
happen.
take.
That could happen.
I mean, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Who's next?
Okay.
Slink, you can.
So, I can see one of 2 things happening. And both of them involve Mystery being in finals.
I don't know about all that.
Because I think Mystery does have what it takes to make it to finals. Again. It's either going to be a James Mystery finals, or I want to put myself in that slot with him. Because realistically, it would be if standings stay where they are, and we have Buxton in the last slot. It'd be Buxton versus James for Buxton versus James, Mystery versus Taylor, and me versus Skylar. I think I can get the dub over Skylar if I face her again. I think James gets the dub over Buxton, and I think Mystery gets the dub over Taylor. So it would be James, Taylor, or no, it'd be Mystery versus
Tristan, and then me and you.
Tristan, and then you and me.
Yeah, I would really like to not play Tristan in round 2, but that's just perfect.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't either. I didn't pick you for finals because I feel like we are going to play before that.
We'll see.
Well, Mystery will.
And I can't put you in finals because I'm going to win. So.
No, that's all right. I've said this for a little while now. I'm always really confident and really think I have a legitimate shot to win every league I'm in. And this is the first time in a while. I don't know.
Can I halt you really quick?
Sure.
Can we go back? Tristan, I know you picked it. I wanted you to pick a winner too.
Oh, okay.
So pick one of those games and then pick a winner. Which
me versus Taylor, I win.
Okay. Buxton, what's yours? Or Tristan. Skylar, and you pick Tristan winner?
Mm-hmm.
Slink, pick one of your games and pick a winner.
I'm picking the me versus Mystery. I'm thinking Mystery takes the championship.
Okay, Mystery.
Get that ring, buddy. Get that ring, but make you work for it.
Appreciate it. All right, like I was saying, I don't know. I don't really know if this is mine, but I'm also the most confident motherfucker in the world, so I will be picking myself to make finals. I don't think I can play Tristan unless Skylar ends up below me. I'm gonna just do it for now, just in case, because if I beat Slink and Skylar loses the Goon on, Goons go and try hard trying to make playoffs, it's possible. So I'll say me and Tristan are the finals, and if it's not, maybe me and James, because that would be really cool too. Or me and Slink. I'll just go me and Tristan, and I'll say, nah, his ass ain't beat me 2 times in a season. I'm gonna take that one. Fuck no.
You could never pick me.
We'll see about that. And then there's one, James.
This one is hard because just the way things shake up. I think a lot of the favored coaches, which can be cool because it gives us a little bit of an interesting flavor of stuff. A lot of the bigger coaches are going to be stacked up on each other on one side of the ladder going up. They kind of have to beat each other up to make it to finals. I think I have one of the easier paths, but I'm actually going to take Taylor in the finals. I think Taylor commits this magical season. I think he makes it to finals. So that kind of position, he'd have to be. Let's say I'm gonna take he beats Skylar, and then he'd have to come face me. He beats me, and then we see finals, and then I'm going to take Tristan. Makes it all the way his magical season as well. I think I'm going to take Tristan and Taylor, and I'm going to have Taylor bringing back the luck on Tristan. Zapdos misses a couple hurricanes. Taylor wins. We have Taylor as our champion.
Impossible.
Huh?
You heard me.
It's impossible. You said?
No, you kind of went quiet when you were saying it. What'd you say?
Oh, really? No, I said that's not happening. That's impossible.
Oh, okay.
But I have Taylor winning the whole thing over Tristan. 2-0.
Damn.
Little bit of revenge right there. That'd be a great
Yeah,
end to the season.
It'd be a really good finals.
I hope it is a good finals.
I'm gonna say, no matter what happens, these playoffs are gonna be fucking heat.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless Buxton makes
a lot of good coaches here.
But,
yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, so I wanted to say thank you for everybody for tuning in. I had a lot of fun on this. We had definitely some interesting stuff. We are an hour and 14 minutes. These are always pretty long, but if you listen to all of it, if you like to listen to it, I'd love to give you the content. So thank you, Buxton. Thank you, Tristan. Thank you, Mystery. Thank you to my beautiful co-host, Slink. But we will catch you guys on the flip side and see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
No.